Jesus.
Wow.
It's a bright purple.
Very shiny.
It's bright purple.
Very
Jesus.
shiny, man.
The glasses thing has always been my thing. That's so crazy.
The dynamic duo. Look at them. This is wild. I remember this era, man. I think this is when we were known as like...
Well, yeah, this is when we were solidifying.
Like Mikey and Mo.
Yeah.
This was like the boys in church. And I think even how I met you was weird. Because I met you at your uncle's church.
Yeah.
And
we had just moved to that place as well.
Really?
Yeah, that place that we met, we had just got there. So obviously, you know, when them small churches, you rent out old churches, right? Mm-hmm. And then we got that place, and it was that place was just interesting because we got this big place, but we didn't have the audience to fill up the chairs.
Nothing. I'm not gonna lie, I noticed that when I got there.
Yeah, and the thing is, they were office chairs.
Yeah, because we came for like a convention or something to minister, and then I got there, then you guys had no kit. It was just like you and keys.
And Casio.
And the Casio.
Where you program the drum, bruv.
That's wild.
Yeah.
And then fast forward, 5-6 years,
Yeah.
I came to Clearwater.
Yeah. It's so crazy.
And I met you there, and I remember telling my friends, I was like, I know this guy from somewhere. I don't know where I know this guy from. And I came up to you, I was like, yo, like, do you remember? And then obviously, you were just like, nah, man, I don't remember. And the maddest thing is my guys were laughing at me still. They were just like, see, like, you don't know, stop begging it.
Do you know what it is? When you're that age, there's so much happening that you don't remember, like, key things, especially between, like, the age of 7, 8 up until when we went to Cleveland. There's just bare things happening, do you get what I mean? You're in school or not. So when you said that, I probably had no clue, bruv.
People in the church when I came, they didn't know I was a drummer. Because remember, my godbrother's mum was like,
ballet's
told Josh at the time, I was just like, yo, he's a drummer. And then Josh was like, come and play for the youth. And that's when I started to play.
Okay.
And then we just started to just own the stage, I guess. Man. Every Sunday.
That's when the band started changing.
That's when the band started.
That band was interesting. But Mike and I was the revolution.
Yeah, we came on the next energy still. I can't even front.
Church was everything. Church was where you harnessed your superpower, which was being a musician. You know, that was really where it was like trial and error. Like during the week, you might be at school, you might hear something, you know, whether that was on like the LimeWire times or anything like that you heard, you always try and then get to church and then try and like reenact or play that thing. Do you remember being on stage and always playing
Brandy?
Secular songs on the stage,
Sorry, Pastor, but
that was what church was for me. Church was always that space where I get to like, you know, improve my skills or try and test things out. And then it was just a community, you know, a community away from school. It was vast difference from what school was, but it was a community that was, I guess we needed it. It was like an extended brotherhood and sisterhood with people that we weren't directly like related to.
Yeah, I would say, it was a community for me. It was like another family as well. You know, like you said, we were all brothers and sisters and everyone will come, so how was your week? What was you doing in your sector or whatever you're doing? And I think for me, church as well, spiritually was like the place where I can just lay it all out. You know what I'm saying? And merging that with music, well, what a great combination. You know, I used to love the praise sessions. I used to love worship as well, and you could really feel like you can feel like yourself.
Yeah, praise and worship
was just, man, that was our thing. I love jamming at the end of the service and stuff, but yeah, church was all that, man, for real. Oh, whoa, my days.
So the friendship is growing.
Building, yeah.
Because we're taking double selfies.
Yeah. Do you know what it is? I don't like the way you put it together like that, but that's what
double selfies,
happening.
That's funny.
It became more like of a brotherhood, if I'm honest. Like,
we just were on the same thing.
We understood the same agenda. Like, we had the same agenda, we had the same goals, and it was just like, okay, anywhere I can help you, I will. You know, you don't have to do anything like to pay me back or anything, but it was just genuine.
Yeah.
You know, and at this time it was just like, okay, you're starting to understand he's like this and I'm like this, and there's a dynamic. But this picture is crazy. This no facial hair thing is
it's hard. It's hard to try and.
This is 2021? Like we were either 20 or 21 around here?
Nah, was we?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I can tell because of the jeans I'm wearing.
I don't even know I'm pointing like that.
How can you see the jeans?
I can see the jeans. Those are G-Star Raw, bro. G-Star
Yeah,
Raw.
you used to bang
What?
G-Star.
I was ambassador.
Remember that? Yeah, back in
Ambassador. They're the only people that had my size that made it look
Yeah.
good at that time. So this is when we would, like, Mikey Mo, you go somewhere, you see the
both
other,
of us.
like, you would see, like, or if you see one, where's the other? And it's just like, yeah. And this time, this is like, I think we were making music together around this time. Like,
that's why I don't think it was 2021. I think we
as
were
in-
20 or 21 years old. I feel like we were a bit younger. I
Younger.
think like 17, maybe 18.
that's crazy.
Just before we went to uni.
This is crazy.
Just before, literally, because
If this is ambassador
2021, we was already started going to
thinking, yeah,
This
that's
this
crazy.
is when everyone was still together. Yeah, 17, 18, between 17 to 19. This is where this era is for
crazy.
sure.
Well, we look like ringers then. If I thought we were 21, that's crazy.
So why did you guys decide to come together and make a group? Like, why didn't you just stay as individual producers?
I think at the time it was frustration.
Yeah.
I think we were frustrated individually, you know, trying to build as producers, trying to work with artists, trying to, like, you know, get our individual sounds out. And we'd meet in church and be like, so how was your week? What did you do? What did you make today? And it was just like, two heads are better than one, you know? And I think it was good to have someone that you can spar with.
Yeah.
Because I used to hear some of his beats like, how did you, what computer did you use to make this? You know, and I hope it was the same.
Yeah,
I hope it was mutual, you know. And I think, it was needed at the time. You know, I think the music industry in the UK for us was very difficult to kind of like break into. Yeah. It was very hard to just be, you know, in the right rooms and to collaborate with the right writers. So it was just like, okay, we're gonna start building our farm. We're gonna build it together. And I think that's when it just popped off. And then we just started to branch out. And it's like, it's easier to just have those conversations when you're like, we are coming rather than I am coming. You know, and it was like the start of a force, you know, in my opinion.
Two heads are better than one, huh?
100%.
Yeah. Hey,
Come and see Band of Life.
Hey,
Wow.
man.
This is...
The vision was clear though.
The vision of this came from church.
Yeah.
We went on a retreat to go minister in another church, and we were on stage. And, you know, prior to that, we were always speaking about the scene, music, and, you know, obviously I tried to do my thing, you tried to do your thing, and we were like, we're tired. We're tired of the level of the music in the country, we're tired of the industry's politics, and we're like, let's make our own thing. You know, it was like, let's make a production team. We were trying different names, just trying different things, and we were just like, yeah, I know a writer, you know a writer.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens.
See what happens,
and then the original SOS Entertainment.
Yeah.
The original
Entertainment.
SOS Entertainment, that's what it's called. SOS Entertainment, timeless music.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
And man, looking at it now, look at these guys. The suits. Whose idea was it to do this?
I don't know.
This is mad.
Sons of Sonix. It's interesting because every time like we talk about how the name came about, I'm always taken back to like this one thing my mum used to always say, which was like, remember the son of who your father is, right? And basically the whole sentiment of that is just like, remember where you're from, basically. So whenever I would go to school, she'd be like, remember the son of who your father, remember where you're from, like as a reminder to not get gassed, like, or go to school and get in trouble because you know what's waiting for you at home. And somehow that was the saying that kind of helped spark this thing of like, okay, like just every time you're doing something, just remember where you're coming from. Whatever heights you get to, remember you are the son of this, sons of this. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And I guess we kind of just attach the two, like we're the sons of Sonix. Like Sonix is a subdivision of music. If we're looking at music as the mother, then what are the all different subdivisions? And like the sonics and the frequencies of music is like a part of it, and we wanted to express or let people know that that was the part that made us who we are, like our sonics, our frequencies, how we make our basis sounds. And that's kind of how it birthed. And it wasn't originally Sons of Sonix, you know, it was like Sound on Sound. You know, remember, I don't know if you remember that magazine. There was a magazine called Sound on Sound, right? It was a magazine you'd pick up. It was always a music magazine, right? And we kind of jacked that name, like, you know, let's run with this Sound on Sound. Obviously we couldn't, because of copyright infringement. But it started there. It was always about sound. It was always about how we made things, how we made it sound, what we did to make it sound a particular way, and then it evolved into Sons of Sonix. So, yeah, Sons of Sonix.
SOS is
I don't know
SOS boys.
Yeah, you know, SOS is the acronym for urgent. It's Denise needed now. So I don't think it would be called anything. I couldn't imagine us being anything. I couldn't imagine us being anything else.
Worked, so it's not going anywhere. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. Looking at this picture, at this point, we're just enjoying it. We're just enjoying figuring it out. Like, because we didn't have at the time people to show us or tell us how to do this. So it was just like, okay, we need visuals. Let's do a photo shoot. Let's call for favors. Like, I remember buying that jacket for this photo shoot. And that became the staple look. Every motive, I'm gonna use this jacket.
The jacket, I hear it still.
But yeah, at this point, it was just fun. It was new. You know, we were creating music at the time that was just like young kid energy. Even though we're not kids, but it was just new energy. And I remember coming to your uni with Fola, and we would just camp out for days.
Sharing a single bed.
It's crazy.
I'll never forget that.
Just like, just so hungry for music, and you didn't think about business, you didn't think about rollout.
I didn't mean anything.
I didn't mean anything. I didn't mean anything at this point. It was just like, is this song good? Can we play it again? Yeah.
Human beings in their purest form, like entering an industry. That's what that is. Like, it was just purity at its highest. Like, we're gonna make music and we're just gonna enjoy it. When I sit and think about the type of music we were making at this time, at this point, it was advanced. And when I say advanced, just advanced for somebody of our age, being able to like put things together the way we were doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't actually at that time have anyone directly telling us this is how to do it and this is how you do it. It was literally trial and error. But that's what made it fun. That's what made it enjoyable.